If you're anything like me, you love getting your hands on a good cheap guitar, and if that guitar just so happens to be an offset shape and rocking a pair of P90 pickups, well, you start to get really rather excited. And this right here, the Hartwood Drifter, looks like, at least on paper, being very exciting indeed. Now this will set you back €199 or about $200, 179 Great British pounds, so it's very much an affordable take on the offset guitar. And what I'm going to do in this video is tell you how good the Drifter really is. Now I've had the guitar on loan from Gear for Music to make this video for the past few weeks, and what I'll do today is tell you first about the specs and the features, what you get for your money with the Drifter. Then I'll play it for you in as many different musical styles as I can possibly manage today, and afterwards I'll give you some in-depth opinions about my personal experiences with the Drifter. I've played it a lot in the few weeks since I've had it on loan, and there is quite a lot to say about it, so make sure you stick around for that. Timestamps to everything is going to be down in the description and the comments if you'd like to skip to a certain part of the video that suits you best. But I'm going to start now by telling you about the specs and features of the Hartwood Drifter. Now Hartwood again is a Gear for Music brand, and this guitar was sent to me to make this video, just so you know that. What do you get for your money then? Well, on the face of it, you get what is a very traditional looking offset guitar in the vein of something like a stripped down Fender, Jazzmaster or Jaguar type guitar. But as you'll see when we get to the specs, there's more modern playability in the Drifter as well. Now looking at the body, we've got this beautiful Sunburst finish going on here, and if I move us around to the back, you can see that it extends there. We've got a big tummy cut there as well, really nicely applied finish, looks very classy in my opinion, and the black scratch plate makes it look like a much more expensive guitar than it really is. Now on the rest of the body, we've got a pair of P90 pickups here, and they're no name or Hartwood's own. Three-way selector switch to move between them. We've got a volume knob and a tone knob, and the knobs are very modern looking, by the way. They look a bit like the knobs on a Yamaha Repstar guitar, which I like very much indeed. And then we've got a vintage style whammy vibrato tremolo bridge. This is the kind of thing that you'll see on Strat type guitars or many different offsets, and it's something that I have to say I'm a little bit skeptical about when it comes to sub $200 sort of instruments, because tuning instability is a very real thing, and I hope the name Drifter of this guitar doesn't relate to how the tuning is going to drift when we start giving this thing a bit of a wiggle. But during the playing section of the video, we will give it a bit of a wiggle and see how stable the tuning truly is. So that's the body of the Drifter, and moving up to the neck, and we have a roasted maple neck on this guitar, something that's pretty cool for sub $200, and it has a lovely satin slinky feel to it as well. The shape of the neck is a modern C shape, nice and slim, so it's not going to be too big for anybody. It's really a nice modern feeling neck. That's the first modern touch to the neck, and the second is on the 22 fret Laurel fingerboard, which has a 16-inch fingerboard radius. That's extremely flat. You see that kind of thing on something like Ibanez's shred machines, their AZs and stuff like that. So this is very much a modern feeling shredder's delight of a fingerboard. Now the 22 frets, Hartwood tell us, are medium in terms of size. That might be correct, but they're the biggest medium frets I've ever seen anyway, and that is a good thing as well. The fret ends are really nice and rounded, so I really like that about this guitar as well. And another cool, slightly modern, slightly Yamaha Repstar-esque touch is the fact that we've got these nice rounded inlays on the top of the frets here. I think it looks really cool, and it really makes the Drifter stand out. Now in terms of the rest of the neck, we've got a 42mm plastic nut here, 25.5-inch scale length, that's 648mm, and up at the headstock you can see the roasted maple continues there, and we've got 6 in-line no-name Hartwood tuners here. So this is the Hartwood Drifter then. It's a €199, $200 offset guitar with P90 pickups, and I'm really excited to plug this one in and start playing some offset riffs with it. My rig for today is going to be my Hughes & Kettner Black Spirit 200 amplifier. We'll have the amp on a clean setting at all times with just a bit of reverb going, and I'll gradually go from pristine clean and add in a few gain pedals until we're all the way up at down-tuned drop D metal, just to see if the Drifter can do it, because why not? Like I said, timestamps to everything and every style of music is going to be down there if you'd like to skip to a certain genre that suits you best. But let's play some music with the Drifter now, and we'll speak in a bit more detail about it afterwards. So that was the Hartwood Drifter, and I hope you enjoyed the riffs and the tones. I would love it if you could leave me your thoughts and opinions down there in the comments, telling me what you think of this guitar. For $200 or €200 or thereabouts, is this worth it? Is this a decent option when it comes to affordable offsets? Or can you think of something better for this sort of a price? Leave me your thoughts down there as usual, and I look forward to reading and getting a bit of a discussion going with you guys as usual. But now it's time for me to tell you my thoughts and opinions about the Drifter. And well, I got to try this guitar very briefly at 42 Gear Street in the summer with Krenar Chilku. There's a video on that one there. We went through all 6 of the guitars from the Hartwood range that were there, and the Drifter really caught my attention, and I was really excited to try it in a bit more detail in my own environment. And that's exactly what I've been doing for the past few weeks. And as soon as I got the Drifter out of the box, I was very impressed with the looks straight away. I really love the classiness of this Sunburst finish, and the black scratch plate and the roasted maple neck looks really decent as well. So does the laurel board. I'd prefer rosewood, of course, but at this price point, you take what you can get. So you've got classic looks here, which really catch your eye, and then you've got some modern appointments too, which I think look really great, like the inlays here, and like those Revstar-esque knobs on the body. So full marks in the looks department, really impressed by this. Then I picked up the guitar and realized the weight on this one is not that bad either. Now offset guitars are quite big and they can be quite heavy. This specific one weighs in at 3.68 kilograms. That's 8 pounds too, and while I prefer a guitar to be closer to 3 kilograms or under 8 pounds if I can get it, well, that's not going to be a problem with this one. And I found that using a strap and playing standing up was no problem at all, and sitting down it's a very comfortable and ergonomic guitar to play as well. So after those good first impressions, well, I started to look, as you would with any budget guitar, to see what was wrong with it. Is there any kind of problems with the electronics? Is the setup shonky? Do the tuners work? Does it hold tune? And well, I have to say, this one seems pretty much immaculate straight out of the box. Now the setup on the neck is great. Those frets have been done really, really well. Lovely, smooth, rounded frets. No problems whatsoever. The slinkiness of this neck just can't be understated. It's a really, really nice feeling neck. Lovely and smooth to get up and down. The nut seems to have been cut rather well. The tuners hold their own, and the vibrato bridge holds its own in the tuning department as well. So that's a really good thing to have too. I have to say that the vibrato bridge is very, very stiff, so you have to exert an awful lot of pressure to get anything done with it, but that's something that a setup with your local tech will solve in a few minutes. Otherwise, the electronics and everything seems totally fine. The finish seems to have been applied in a very, very decent manner as well, so no problems at all whatsoever, especially when you consider that this is a sub $200 guitar. Very, very decent in the build quality department. And next I started to plug in and play, and the Drifter plays like a decent offset guitar should. Now they've got quite large bodies if you've not had an offset before, but this one is very ergonomic, decent upper fret access, nice big tummy cut here, real nice comfy shape too, no problems there whatsoever if you know your offsets and enjoy them. And the neck on this one is really a beautiful modern feeling thin. You've got that lovely modern C-shaped slinky satin roasted maple neck going on there, very comfy indeed, and this really flat 16-inch Laurel fingerboard too. 16 inches might be a bit flat for some of you, but for me it presented no problems whatsoever. Couple that with the really nice setup on the frets and it's a really great guitar to play all round. And I can confirm that the tuners do their job, and even this no-name vibrato bridge holds tune really rather well. So that's really a score for this guitar. So very decent in terms of playability. And the other crucial thing that we have to talk about is the sounds of this guitar. Now we've got a pair of Hartwood's own P90 pickups in this guitar with a 3-way selector switch. Nice and classic, but not something you'd see on a Fender offset. So this is something a little bit different. And the P90s in this guitar are really nice sounding pickups. Now they're not the most characterful P90s that you're ever going to hear. They don't have that characteristic mid-range snarl and honk that certain great P90s are imbued with, but they're a really decent all-rounder pickup, and this is something that you could mod out later if you'd like to do that. Now we started on clean tones and we heard straight away that you get some nice spank from the bridge pickup, some nice sort of jazzy warmth from the neck pickup, and putting the two together and playing some nice arpeggios and some funky stuff, and you get some great quacky sorts of sounds as well. So really nice clean tones too. And once we kicked in the Greer Lightspeed for some indie and alternative rock tones, and the Marshall 1959 Super Lead pedal for some mid-range pushed classic rock sounds, well, this guitar excels for those too. Really decent tones all the way across the board. Now the one thing that you will have also noticed is that the more gain I kicked into the signal, the more kind of a ringing sound that you could hear behind the music as I was playing. And that means that there's going to be kind of a loose piece of hardware maybe here somewhere. Something is ringing and we're hearing those overtones. That didn't annoy me too much, might annoy you, but it's something that a decent setup should help to eradicate, just so you know where that's coming from. There is a bit of a ringing on the higher gain stuff. After that we kicked in my Friedman BEOD for some harder rock and some punk rock sounds, and that's almost where this guitar became the most alive. You got a beautiful grittiness from those tones, loads of clarity from these P90s, so it's great for fast palm muted chugging for pop punk and so on. It's great for hard rock stuff, and it's really nice for leads as well. And this guitar can even do metal. Tuning down to drop D and using the Rev G3, we got some pretty nice mean chugging sounds. There's not a huge amount of huge low end that you'd want from something like a humbucker for proper metal tones, but this guitar can really do it. And this combined with something really warm and fat and full sounding like a Les Paul could be a bit of a tonal match made in heaven. So this is a great all-round guitar in terms of tones. It's not the best tones you're ever going to hear, but for this price point you can't expect that either. But very decent all-rounder, and if you're someone looking to dip their toe into the world of the offset guitar, well, this is a great way to do that in terms of tones as well. But if you're watching this video and you're enjoying the Drifter and what it has to offer, and you're wondering what else could be out there, what else could I try that's similar, well, the first thing I would recommend trying is the Hardy Charlie Benton JA60cc. That's an awesome sub $200 Jazzmaster type guitar with Jazzmaster pickups as opposed to P90s. I have one, I bought it with my own money, and I absolutely love it. And I will compare the Drifter and the JA60cc at some point, so if you're not subbed, make sure you do that, and you'll get that video when it comes out in a few weeks' time. But that's always going to be a great option, I think. Otherwise, you could go for Fender or Squier, and those are the daddies of the offset world. You could start with their cheapest options. That's going to be something like a Squier Sonic Mustang for about $200, maybe a bit more. Or you could then go up and try something like a Squier Affinity Jaguar for maybe $250, and then a bit more money again for something like the tried and trusted Squier Classic Vibe range. After that, you're into Fender territory. There's a Fender Jazzmaster or Jaguar of every style, shape and size from about $600, $700 upwards. Or if you want to think outside the box a bit, you could do far worse than trying something like a vintage V65. Those are great offset guitars. Video of one of those there if you'd like to hear one of those. Really, really decent if you want to try one of them. Or you could try something even a bit weirder like a Guild Surfliner or something like that. For about $300, those are really quirky affairs, really fun guitars as well, and definitely worth a try if you want different offset sort of vibes. At the end of the day though, I'm a really big fan of what Hartwood are doing with the Drifter. This is a €199 guitar, so you can't expect the world from it, but what you can expect is a really fun playing, really decent sounding offset guitar that is a great gateway to the world of offset guitar goodness. And I could imagine you keeping this for years to come. You might mod it, you might upgrade the pickups, you might upgrade the hardware, and it might grow with you as a player as well. But even if you're not a beginner, if you're someone who's just looking for an offset, this is going to be a really decent price conscious choice as well. I've had a load of fun with this one, and while it's not the best sounding guitar in the world, it's loads of fun to play. It's great for so many different styles. It's got the wiggle stick and it does that offset thing. So it's 2 thumbs up from me in that regard. And if you ever get the chance to try one of these, well, I would heartily recommend it. I hope this video's answered all of the questions that you may have had about the Drifter, but if there's anything else you'd like to know, drop me a line down there in the comments and I shall do my best to answer you. And if you're still around, would really make my day if you wanted to give the video a like or even sub to my channel, because that really does help. But that's been it for today. I've been Rich and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.